All right, welcome to Haugen Racing, guys. This is a completely different video, but I thought it would be really good. Basically, I know a lot of you guys out there want to buy drift cars or build drift cars, whatever it is, and I know when I first got into it, I had no idea where to even look, what to look for, anything like that. I'm gonna try to help you guys out a little bit.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, mother.
I got a bunch of random cars on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna go through them. I'm not gonna comment on price, okay? I wanna get that out right off the bat. There's a lot of drama with how crazy the pricing has gotten for certain drift cars, this and that. What I am gonna speak on is if I see things you should stay away from or see things that I like. Hopefully this video helps. Let's have some fun. We're probably gonna get trolled too. Starting out, we got a 1JZ E36. For this one, I just like that it was already 1JZ swapped. That's a great motor, as you guys know. And as long as this is a car that's running, this is gonna be probably a little overbuilt for a starter car. The work's already been put in, no matter what. Even if you pay, 20 grand for this thing, which...
I'm not gonna comment on price.
I said I wasn't gonna comment, but that's maybe not that bad. Maybe not that bad if you really get like a 1JZ with the aftermarket turbo kit, all this stuff, it's wired up, plumbed, and like the car drifts and ready to go. Maybe. I look at permanent things. One of like the biggest things I look out for, I'm looking for things that are permanently done to the car that are pretty much irreversible. And anything that's permanently done, like you can pretty much always go back, but it's gonna be so expensive and time consuming. Those down bars that are coming off the back of the cage, they're really supposed to all come to one joint. And then the crossbar that goes up by the driver, the A-pillar bar, C-pillar, and the crossbar are all connecting on a different spot on the main hoop. That is just like really not proper and sketchy. I would be slightly concerned about the overall integrity of the cage and really just all of it. And that is one of those things that's not reversible. For me, for this car, if it wasn't caged, I would say it's a go. I don't know, it scares me a little bit. Okay, so now we got this little A86. This one just attracted me because it's an A86, and now I'm like a huge Initial D fan, so. I was actually thinking I got like this tattoo here. I was thinking about getting Takumi's face. Right on here. But in all seriousness, these are great. I mean, these can be great drift cars. On the first initial picture, from afar, whatever looks fine. The hood sitting like that sketches me out. And you might be like, oh, you're just being nitpicky. But stuff like that tells me that maybe this car has been sitting for like a really, really long time, or something even worse, like it doesn't align correctly.
Just off the front, that concerns me slightly.
Now, I do like that the engine is pretty clean. Engine bay is kind of messy. The radiator looks like properly mounted. I kind of look for stuff like that's like unnecessarily moved, because you'll see in some like the radiator will just be like cockeyed and like zip tied on one end, and it's like why did that happen? Why? Interior is also super clean. I mean, this would be just a nice little daily driver, and in some ways I kind of look for cars that are either like daily / drifts, which is a horrible idea, but you know that it hasn't been abused too much and it still has some of those creature comforts and things in it where it hasn't been like just absolutely
destroyed,
Mazda MX-5. So this one, just off the initial picture, it looks super clean, right? Like it's obviously modified, all one color. The rag top looks like it works, so it looks like it's been taken care of, and you're gonna pay a little bit more for something that's been taken care of, but it's gonna save you a lot of time because it most likely runs and drives, and that person cares about it. So they've done the proper oil changes, the upkeep, stuff like that. I would want to see, again, I'm like a big stickler about fabrication work. I'd wanna see that harness bar or half cage, more detail on it. That could either be a bonus or a negative. I'd wanna go check that out in person though. I hate when people sit on their cars, so.
Now I don't like this car.
God. Well, what the is this? Alright, well, like I said, there'd be some troll vehicles in here. This is obviously not a drift car, this is a drift trike, and it is... It says Linda's trike on it.
He chopped up his little sister's bike.
This thing is outrageous. It says beautiful drift trike, custom painted, custom LED lights, electronics starter. This thing's actually pretty it's got a lot of work done, dude. It's pretty outrageous. Alright, so this one, alright, I'm gonna comment on pricing. 240 pricing is getting out of hand, but this could be a hell of a deal. It's got an RB25 in it, baby. best motor on earth. Just RB series in general. This is a nice car. So off of the first photo, it's appears to be factory body, which is great, and probably not a drift car. I mean, of course, people hoon in their cars, right? Little burnouts and donuts and stuff. Takeovers is always like the one homie on the side. Oh my God, his pants came off! But it's not a proper drift car, but it does have a great drivetrain in it. Look how clean the engine bay is, and it doesn't, like it hasn't been, from what I can tell, it has not been repainted or anything like that. I hate how this radiator, like this support is cut out, see for the radiator? That would be a bit of a warning sign. I would go and look at how other stuff was done, because that's really not done very well. That sketches me out a little bit. I would probably still go look at this thing, because that's something that wouldn't be too bad to fix. So it always gets sketchy when you have these like crazy non-running like project cars. Oh, this one's running. All right, so this one. Many people might overlook this. Kind of looks like a piece of shit. But if we're looking for like a full race car build, it's a 93 hatch shell with salvage title. I would want to know why it's salvage title. See, the front end is cut up and it's actually, this can get really sketchy, so you want to make sure it's done properly, correctly, per se. It needs to be tubed back up, so there's going to be a lot of work here, but for like a potential full-on drift car build, this could not be a bad option. And the nice thing too is, like I said, it doesn't have any fabrication work done, so you're starting fresh. If you're going to do it yourself or hire someone to do it, you're not working around all this crap already. So, potential. All right, so this one I had to put a Skyline in here.
Because I love Skylines.
Right off the bat, I would want to see under those over fenders and make sure it's not just like cut to it like crazy, because that could require a lot of work. So that's something I always look for. Whenever you see a car with over fenders, especially if it's not like, if it's an unfinished project, see how they cut under there. So he does have a picture of it running and driving with the same livery. So that, what's interesting to me about that is, you know, it probably wasn't pulled apart too long ago, but I want to know why it was pulled apart, because that sketches me out a little bit. I'm back and forth about this thing. It doesn't have any crazy fab work from what I can tell from the outside, so I'd go look at it. But I would be questioning why it was running and driving what appears to be very recently, and now it's not. It's just a rolling shell. All right, so this is, this is another troll vehicle. This is like the Smoking Nagata Top Secret Supra, but it says it's a US built one. It's not actually, and they're asking $260,000. Why? This came up under drift. Why is this in here? All right, guys, I know this was a completely different video, but I hope that helped a little bit. It was fun seeing like all the crazy stuff on there, all the crazy cars. If you're out there trying to build a drift car or looking to buy one, I hope that this kind of helps a little bit. If you guys want to support this channel, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.